Would like to open Mahoning County Commissioner Board meeting number 17, Thursday, May the 4th. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Slightly after 10. We got Purell, we got water, we got coffee, we got a ball-peen hammer.
You're not gonna start hitting on
We're
that.
ready to go. We're ready to go. Good morning. All right. Any public comments? If anyone has any public comments, I ask you to come to the podium and give us your name and address. And you have to be bringing donuts or pastries in order to speak to public comments. If not, you can't talk. So.
That's easy.
You have to bring sweets. All right, seeing none, we'll move on to approval of previous minutes of board meeting number 16 from Thursday, April 27th, 2023, and approval of bills for payment.
So moved?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remilio-Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes, advertisement for bids, sanitary.
Got me. Good morning. Number one is Camel wastewater treatment plant, blowers and diffusers replacements. Improvement number 535, it's a rebid. And number two is a rehabilitation and relining of sanitary sewers in Mahoning County Metropolitan Sewer District.
Okay, motion for bids.
Motion approved, advertisement for bids 1 and 2.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remilio-Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes, journal entries.
Motion approved, journal entry number 1.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remilio-Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Okay, agreements. Well, Rick, looks like you're up.
Back me in. My boss is in Columbus, so you got me. A is an agreement with Davy Tree to perform grass, tree cutting and trimming services on an as-needed basis in the estimated amount of $25,000, non-general. B is an agreement with Southwestern Run Professional Park for the purchase of real property needed for the Western Reserve Road, Market to South Avenue project, in the amount of $50,200, non-general. C is an agreement with Everbright Incorporated for street sweeping of the curb roads and bridges in Mahoning County for the amount of $47,350, non-general. D is an agreement with Southeastern Equipment Company for repairs to vehicle number 426 in the estimated amount of $387.71, non-general. E is a maintenance agreement with Milton Township to install and construct sidewalks adjacent to and pertinent to Mahoning Avenue.
All right. Recycling. Lou.
Good morning, Commissioners. How are we?
Good.
Good.
Item F is our agreement with Youngstown State University. This is going to provide recycling guides at area drop-off sites as part of our drop-off contamination grant. This amount will be paid for by Ohio EPA. And item G is our agreement with North Jackson for hosting our drop-off recycling sites there.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Rick, back up again.
H is an agreement with Shield Auto Glass LLC for auto glass installation services on an as-needed basis for 2 years and the estimated amount of $2,000 per year, non-general. I is an agreement with Folk & Sons for emergency roof repairs at the SBR Blower Building and New Middletown Wastewater Treatment Plant, and that's in the amount of $3,900, non-general.
All right. Motion to approve agreements.
Motion approved agreements, letters A through I.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remilio-Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Resolutions.
Motion to approve resolutions number one additions.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Record of bids, OMB grants.
And it's not on. Commissioners, this is a Boardman Township Meadowbrook Improvement Project.
Okay. Motion to approve record of bids.
Motion to approve record of bids 2A.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Resolutions.
Commissioners, this is a resolution requesting certification from the Mahoning County Auditor for estimated property tax revenues to levy a tax outside the 10 mil limitation of children's services. And item B is a resolution determining to proceed with the submission to the electors of the questions of levying a tax in excess of 10 mil limitation for the Mental Health and Recovery Board for renewal of an existing 1.35 mil levy. And both are here.
Yeah.
Executive directors are here, so.
Randy?
Andy,
Thank you.
Dwayne?
Before I address that, I'd like to introduce Julie Rudolph, who was recently promoted to Assistant Director, and she is in charge of all social services operations at Children's Services.
Congratulations.
Commissioners, it is that time again for the citizens to evaluate our funding level. And the first step is for you to ask the auditor to tell us what that funding level would be. So we're asking that you would just certify our request to the auditor so that they can tell the public and us what we're talking about.
Dwayne, anything you'd like to,
No, thank you for looking at this. We're working with Don Durkin at the prosecutor's office. She's doing a great job putting it together. The step now, it's going to the Board of Elections. It's renewal. What we did was we combined two levies in the past, if you remember. For efficiency, levy, and the money goes towards residential treatment, indigent services, and any kind of school treatment that we do with the kids. It kind of does our safety net, so we appreciate your consideration.
oh, absolutely, you know, between you and Mark and Julie and Randy and your staffs, just do an amazing job over there and keep everything moving in the right direction. As difficult as the state makes it for us. So, thank you. Okay, sanitary. Back to you.
Letter C is a resolution approving the appointment of 2 treatment plant aides for the department.
Okay, Sheriff Joe.
Good morning, everyone. D is a resolution of necessity to purchase one 2023 Ram 1500 Classic Express Quad Cab Truck from 72 Hour LLC, doing business as National Auto Fleet Group through the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Contract in the estimated amount of $44,161.76. E is a resolution of necessity to purchase 4 2023 Dodge Durango Pursuit SUVs from the same company, the Auto Fleet Sourcewell, the estimated amount of $170,004.32. And F is a resolution in support of a grant application that we submitted to the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections for the Targeted Community Alternatives to Prison, the TCAP program, and enter into an MOU with the Common Police Court, Sheriff's Office, and Community Corrections Association.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Motion to approve resolutions.
Motion to approve resolutions A through F.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Well, that was painless, huh?
Done, yeah, that's rather quick.
Yeah, because Nancy was so late, we had to make up some time.
She's gonna tell you exactly what she's thinking.
I know, that's why I got her first. All right, anything for the good of the order, any department heads or electeds? All right, well,
I need to ask a question. Whose picture is that on?
that's Mike Adams.
Oh, I'm looking at that and I couldn't see, I mean, I have my close-up glasses. I don't have my phone. I'm like,
who is it?
all right,
All right, Carol, you're up.
I'm up.
You're up.
Well, the voters of Mahoning County need to actually support and be a part of not only the mental health renewal as well as the children's services renewal. These are two very important departments in Mahoning County. They deal with two things that are the most vulnerable of all the other departments that we have. And you do an amazing job, Randy and Dwayne, to keep everything on track. Because in the society that we're in today, I have never seen what's going on in this country, and it's even in Mahoning County that I see today, whether it's with the children, the abusiveness, mental health issues, and the gun violence that goes along with the mental health. And it's not even, you can't even say, and I know I shouldn't really address this, but I am, but you can't say that something's not wrong somewhere with government when you have people that have issues mentally getting guns. I don't care where it is, whether it's in their home, their parents, or somebody that's there should be locked in a lockbox, or if it's out on the streets, just buying them. And then that affects not only mental health, it affects the children in those homes. I've seen it with the kids that I have been called on from different families, and Randy's taken care of that with me, and so has Dwayne with some of the other issues. But we need to really sit back and assess who we put in position in government, whether they're D's or R's, doesn't matter, to work for us, work for the people. I am so sick of turning TV on every night, and I know this is like, not anywhere I should be saying this, but to turn on TV every night, you have somebody either young teenager with a gun that's shooting everybody, including that young girl at Youngstown Christian. That is I can't even talk without maybe saying things that are not proper to say at a meeting. But it's unreal what we're doing here. It is unreal. There has to be something done where government says, let's enforce the laws that are on the damn books. Let's do what's right. Let's look at who gets these guns, because we're killing innocent people. You can't say a 15-year-old or a 5-year-old or a baby are bad. I know this is like a segue into mental health as well as child abuse. It goes together. And I don't know if our government, whether they're federal government, the feds, the senators, the congressmen, the reps here, or the senators here, they need to get their head and start looking at what we need as residents of Mahoning County, not as politicians. And I'm just gonna say this for 4 years that I'm here. I'm gonna say it every day, because I believe in that. It's true. They need to start enforcing these rules and to quit worrying about who they are, who they represent. They represent us. In Mahoning County, 262,000 people. Think about that. D's and R's don't mean anything. Sorry. I'm done. So have a nice weekend. Enjoy yourself. Thank you for listening. And I do this at home too with my husband, so don't think it's just you guys. It's
He
everywhere.
falls asleep though. He can go to sleep. Or he can drink. He can drink while he's listening. Anthony.
No, I couldn't agree more. And that's why these levies that we have here on our agenda today are so crucial. Imagine how pervasive the problem would be if in fact we did not have these agencies or these departments or these caseworkers or our doctors or our psychologists to help stave off these types of issues that could happen. You know, I always ask myself, what is in the mind of a person that is sitting at home, laying in bed, thinking about getting a gun, putting 30 bullets in a clip, and saying, I'm gonna walk into a school and start killing people? I think that's where the problem is. You know, Dwayne, your agency deals with this, and thank God we have you. Randy, you know about broken families. This all is part of mental health. I've owned guns my whole life. I have never thought of taking a gun and walking into a school and shooting somebody. But this seems to be happening over and over and over again. And I couldn't agree more with Carol. But if we don't start helping these families and these children at these early stages of development, and as they go through school, as they go through grade school, as they go into high school, there's something there that makes them say, I want to go kill people. I don't understand that, okay? But to me, we need more of Randy Moose and Dwayne Picciarelli's and all of your staff to help with this issue. On another note, had a great time at the Alice Cooper concert this Saturday down at the Cavelli Center. We actually got to meet Alice Cooper. And Dave, I don't know if you probably remember this. We were all standing outside of a black curtain before we could go in and see him. Well, when we walked in, he was standing there like this. And I swear he looked like a prop. Looked like a wax figure. So I'm walking up to him. I said, are you real? He says, yes, it's me. And it was a really, really, really nice person. The Cavelli Center had everything lined up for the commissioners to come in there and meet him, and he signed some autographs, and Dave will get into that. Wonderful show. If you're into theatrics and, you know, monster movie type of deal, well, that's kind of what the show was. The music was really good. The place was packed. And I was never really a big fan of Alice Cooper. First time I ever seen him, but now I'm definitely a groupie. I brought my shirt. I spent $150 on shirts and probably another $100 on food down there. But we had a wonderful, wonderful time. And Fast Freddy and Sandra Miller from Y103, they were just awesome, awesome hosts. People were smiling. There was no fights. There was no crime there. Everybody seemed to, you know, get around and enjoy the music. And I always said, music brings us together. It's the best thing we have outside of God in our lives is our music. And I really enjoyed it. So I just want to thank everybody. We gave a proclamation to Alice Cooper. Holly's not here today, but she did a beautiful proclamation with Alice Cooper's face inside the, it's like ghosted inside the proclamation. He was really impressed by it. And the other artist, Keith from Austin.
Keith Sturgeon.
Keith Sturgeon, he wanted a copy of our proclamation that we did, and Dave presented him the statues that was on the courthouse. It was really a nice event, so I enjoyed it very much. That's it.
Yeah, it was pretty a unique opportunity, you know, and the funny thing is Alice Cooper, you know, after like Anthony, you know, I'm a, you know, 70s music fan, you know, everything from the 70s, you know, usually a lot like Anthony, Seeger, AC/DC, Queen, you know, Foreigner, you know, that's what I grew up with. And Alice Cooper was around then, but, you know, some of his songs, I mean, who hasn't listened to him? 18, you know, and School's Out, you know, different songs that he had very popular, but he was like what they called the first shock rock, you know, performer. And the guy's a scratch golfer. He's been married to the same woman since 1976. He has 3 daughters. He's 74 years old. And he'll tell you, you know, when we went to walk in there, you know, they lined us up and said, okay, he's going to be there. You get on either side. We'll take a picture and you're out of there. Don't try to shake hands. He's a germaphobe. He won't sign anything. Don't ask him for autographs. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. So Anthony and I walk in, you know, and like, you know, you would expect us to, you know, we walked right up to him and said hello, stuck our hand out. He shook hands with us. He signed autograph, you know, I mean, he was the nicest, most pleasant person and just small talk. We said, on the proclamation, it showed that he had performed in 1971 at Lake Milton, at a picnic at Lake Milton, along with Bob Seger, along with Ted Nugent, along with Chuck Berry himself. Yeah, and he's standing there and he said 71 Lake Milton, and he shook his head. He said, I don't remember a lot of them. He says, but I think that was when I was first with Seeger, because they were both just up and coming at the time, in 71, and just real pleasant, real, just a really a nice person. Took a lot of photos with us and spoke to us for about 15, 20 minutes and, signed some autographs and it was a nice opportunity. And you're right, Holly did a nice job on what she called the rocklamation, not the proclamation, so it was a good opportunity.
What he said about Mick Jagger.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about Mick Jagger and really Tyler from Aerosmith going back on tour. And I mean, I'm standing there this close to him and really, he didn't look like an old guy. Like when I see Mick Jagger and Tyler on TV, they look like they're 150 years old, right? And I said to Alice Cooper, I said, because he said something about them going back on tour, like him. And I said, geez, oh man, I said, that Tyler looks like he could be your father. And Alice Cooper,
that's what-
Alice Cooper just smiled and shook his head.
Bring the kids in.
You got an audience.
We have an audience.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
Sorry to interrupt, but these are eighth graders with Boardman Middle School. Junior high, I apologize, junior high. And I was just telling them that it looked like there was a commissioners meeting going on and explaining that
Yeah,
if it's okay, if we could just sit in for a few minutes.
sure.
Yeah, we
Grab
only have a
seats.
few minutes left,
Oh,
and-
perfect, okay.
but we're just getting ready to end the meeting, but come on in.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Fill
See,
the room.
just stand along the wall.
So is this your government class?
Well, I'm actually an assistant prosecutor at the municipal court. This is Mr. Colucci's class. He's rounding up the,
Part of them, the other teacher's not here.
yes.
Hi.
So I'm just
Too
part of
funny.
the court.
Yeah, that's good. Was that-
Attorney Price.
Oh, Bob, how are you, Bob?
Bob,
Good morning, Commissioner.
It's nice to have you here.
so nice to have young people in here. So is this a government class? Mr. Colucci?
History, yeah.
It's history, yes.
History.
Eighth grade, yeah.
Well, I was gonna start up.
You guys wanna come up?
Say something?
Make it peaceful.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, we were actually just talking about the concert that the commissioners got an opportunity to go to over this past weekend with Alice Cooper at Cavelli. And Alice Cooper is a rock star from the 70s, your grandparents' age. So it was a very good opportunity for us to go there and meet him and present him with a proclamation, as coming into Mahoning County and to the Cavelli Center. But I was finished with that, and I did have one other thing I wanted to address, and I'll try to clean it up now that all of you young adults are here. It really, it's disheartening. I started hearing the commercials on TV, that they were whipping all over State Representative Al Catrona, saying that he's siding with the liberal left and he's doing this, he's liberal, he's doing this, doing that, doing this. And I'm thinking, what is it in reference to? So I actually called Carol and I said, she goes, I'm not really sure what the group is that's doing these negative commercials about him. Become a conservative, Al Catrona, don't vote with the liberals. And then here I find out it's about them voting to change the number of votes that go to the constitutional amendment. In every walk of life, in every vote that we've had in an election, one more than half decides the majority, right? So if you have, 51% or 50% plus one person is the majority. Well, the state legislature, that's 60% Republican in both houses, wants to change that to only 41% is the majority now, to change the constitutional amendment. So now you don't have to have the majority of people to make a constitutional amendment according to what they're going to put on the ballot. They're going to let 41% of the people vote on behalf of 100% of the residents of the state. So right now, if that would have taken place on Senate Bill 5, that would have been in effect when Senate Bill 5 came in, and you're too young to remember what Senate Bill 5 was, but that was when the state legislature tried to take away the rights for first responders to bargain for their jobs, their safety, their livelihoods. And they put it on the ballot, and it was defeated, but it wasn't defeated by 60%. So they would have survived that vote, and none of our first responders, our police, our fire, our ambulance drivers would have been able to bargain for their wages, their safety, or their jobs. So it's sad that at the state level, they go to Columbus, they put their rose-colored glasses on. They deal with women's rights, they deal with voters' rights, they deal with gun control, they deal with, with so many different social issues. And then they come back to Mahoning County and no one knows anything about it. I was told yesterday by one of the state legislators that Al Catrona is putting a bill together that would eliminate sales tax on guns and ammunition for you to buy. So we have to pay sales tax when we buy food, when we buy our clothes, our car, everything. But they want to give people buying guns and ammunition a discount so they don't have to pay sales tax on it. So, where have we come to? Our responsibility as a board of commissioners is to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the residents we serve. None of the things, in my opinion, were the lion's majority of issues that they sponsor, they pass, and they deal with does not help the residents of Mahoning County and does not protect or enhance the health, safety, and welfare of the people they represent. When we vote, we don't vote our personal feelings. We don't vote, what the national politics say. We vote on issues that help residents. We vote on issues to help flooding. We vote on issues to put more money in your pocket, to help move the county forward, to provide a good opportunity for economic development so that the young people have opportunities for jobs. The young people have homes to buy and live in that aren't flooded. We all work together locally, and it should all be nonpartisan. As we work in townships, cities, villages, there's no D's and R's at a lot of the local levels because everybody works in unison just to help the residents they serve. And when you get to the state and federal level, it seems like they only help themselves.
They only do what they want.
So when all of you get an opportunity to make a career path, just remember that when you get an opportunity, it's a privilege to serve. Don't disrespect the people that you represent. Don't disrespect the institution that you serve. And everything that we do, is, in our opinion, helping one more than half, not 41% of the people, because none of us up here would be elected if we only represented 41% of the people. You have to at least represent 51% of the people unless the state legislature gets their way. And that's not conservative or liberal. That's just right and wrong. That's just the way that the Constitution was written. So that's my soapbox for today. And we appreciate all you young people coming in here because at the end of the day, you'll be taking care of us one day.
They're our future leaders.
Yeah.
So don't get discouraged when you read things or you see things or you hear things. Research,
Yeah.
research,
Yeah.
research. Put your hat on and say, that's not right, but I'm gonna do something different someday. Can be in these spots or anywhere else you wanna be in life. Don't be afraid to run for political office. Listen to me. You hear a lot of young people say, oh my God, I'm not doing that. But when you serve to help people and to do what's right. So don't get discouraged by all the media hype. Right, Ed? Okay.
All right, well, thank you. At this time, we'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati? Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Thank you for coming. Have
Yeah.
a great day in our beautiful courthouse.
Thank you, commissioners.
And thank